Welcome to the radio show with fake friends and fake love. This is a report from Riyadh, and I must say that we've been here. I think you and I are the few that have been here from the very beginning of boxing coming on the scene in Riyadh season. Championship fights coming to Riyadh. We were here from the start. But I don't know that either one of us, well, maybe you because you did the football, but being here like 2 weeks out of 3 for two major boxing events is a little bit different. And of all those years, I think it's been almost 5.5 now, if not 6. I've never been here in June. This is different. This is really, really boiling.
Yeah, it is.
This is like crazy hot.
Well, first, hi fight fans. Michelle Joy Phelps.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just kidding.
When I said fake love and fake friends,
Wow,
I thought they just assumed.
fake friends. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know, that gives you room. So at the end of this thing, if you just want to walk out, they understand what it is.
Yeah, no, definitely boiling. Uncomfortably boiling. A few moments ago, I thought I was going to pass out. Maybe that'd be good content for you.
Yeah, it's a
and
TikTok.
the radio show just to have me collapse off to the side. No, but yeah, we've been here twice out of the it'll be about 2 weeks out of the 4 this month, and different feel this week. It's a lot slower. I think a lot of people spent all of their money coming out for Fury versus Usyk.
Yes.
But yeah, this is the last one here, though. This is the last one here for this
so-called. We're kind of outside of Riyadh season already, but you'll know like the real hard scrabble reporters that really make a life out of this by the ones who came out for this one on the heels of Undisputed. It is not cheap, it's not easy, and it's particularly hard this time out because you can't even really go out during the day if you have any kind of Western skin on your body. So this is, I would say, a different vibe because it's a team sport, and this boxing game is certainly not that. So have you seen any like camaraderie between the teammates? Like, have you seen them palling around or making any? Neither have I.
No.
Like, they don't understand the concept of team.
Well, I mean, they're so accustomed to being the only one. They're basically fighting for themselves. But yeah, no, you're right. I haven't seen really anyone going, hey, we're going to do this.
This is more like Lord of the Flies.
Yeah. But they also know, they understand the concept. They get that basically a knockout is really what they need to be or trying to aspire for on the night. Yeah. Although as someone said to me when I was interviewing, they were like, look, they understand the team concept, but everyone is in there for themselves. All they care about is a win, whether that be by decision or if they're lucky enough to get a knockout, great. But no one's thinking about the team when they're in that ring.
Plus, if you shine here, if you shine on this stage, really like make a statement on Saturday night, any Saturday night in Riyadh, really, you can propel your career like in one single fight levels above where you were the night before. So I think everybody's very conscious of that. And also now we hear about they're dropping 3 M's on the winning team, except it's said to the winning promotion. I think the people on the stage who least need $3 more million are Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn. So how about, I think, we distribute that $3 million to the credentialed press who came out for this and spent our money for this second fight in 3 weeks in Riyadh. And to be fair, this is like the best angle that we've gotten on the press conference and the weigh-in. A little bit tough to make a living that way, isn't it? So if you got $3 million to like pass around, how about to us? I would like a little bit of that change. Let's hype that. How about that? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, everybody should be a winner on Saturday night, right?
Well, I mean, look, it's been a long week.
Well, I just all I do is sleep, take phone calls, and then sleep, and then go to this thing, and then go home and sleep because I can't go outside.
I mean, look, all that aside, it's definitely a fun card. We got 5 really great fights. 6. I mean, we got Bivol fighting also on the card. So there are great fights to look forward to on the night. Which one are you most excited for?
What I'm hoping is at the end of the whole thing, like with the fighters, we're going to be really close. Maybe even like a tie could be happening. And then Barry Hearn comes out of the wings like WWE style and hits Frank with a chair. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
And then here comes George who body slams Eddie. And then the whole family 4 get in there in a Royal Rumble style. And then the whole thing is settled by who's pinning whose family first. This is, what I expect. That's, like a mashup between her MMA, WWE, boxing, like all things in one. That, we do everything big here in Riyadh. You're looking at me like this can't happen.
Rahim, let's keep it together right now. Let's keep it together. We're going so far off. So far off, mate. Anyways, back to boxing. Back to boxing.
On the radio show with my fake friends.
That's it.
That's how it happens. That's always how it happens.
Take two.
Oh, Take two.
Are we going to talk about boxing or not?
That was as good as it gets. We've been talking about boxing all week. And boxing hasn't been talking back.
Oh, my God.
I don't want to be a complainer. I'm just saying it's been really hard to talk to people.
What did I get myself into right now?
No, Michelle, look, she takes no credit for anything that's being said on the radio show. It's just me chatting shit. It's something I used to do. I'm not allowed to do it anymore. Apparently that's really not piffy enough for some people. So
have we hit the 8-minute mark yet? I'm just trying to get this to be the highest RPM for you in this channel. Yes. Because this is just going nowhere right now.
No, we're going in circles.
Anyways, is Deontay back? Is the killer instinct in him back?
Only he knows that, and Zhang will find out on Saturday night before the rest of us. But he's definitely back. He's back in the ring. He is back screaming bomb squad every time you stop paying attention. He is back with, I think, the most focused type of training camp I've seen, because they posted a lot of it on social media, which is always good to see, the trajectory of a fighter who once said skills don't pay the bills, famously to me. I think we find out now that they do, but the problem is that there's an art to that. Like, you can't just flip a switch, right? And so now I think Deontay, by necessity, has bought more into the fundamentals of boxing and is augmenting his style to include more weapons than the big right hand, and just kind of waiting on that knockout to come, which was really paying off for him. He's done more with the right hand than any boxer in the history of the sport. So who could tell him otherwise? Like, clearly it was working. But, Father Time is undefeated. Fighters get wise. People start to figure out how to take that one big weapon away from you. And you gotta mature in any sport, and you gotta add more weapons if you're going to be in there with the elite. And that's what Wilder has always wanted to do, always been doing. So he's leveling up. I think he is back Saturday night. And no matter what happens, it ain't going to be an easy win for anybody. Zhang also, is actually older than Wilder. So, we're knocking on 40, just over 40. This means that I think what they've both said, that this is kind of a do or die on both sides of it. Like, whoever comes through this has a few more opportunities to make big money on a big stage, and whoever doesn't probably fades to the background and at best becomes a gatekeeper. And I don't think either one of them visualize themselves in that role. So I can't wait for that fight.
What do you make of the fact that you're seeing Deontay Wilder and Eddie Hearn working together?
I
never thought I would see this.
All problems. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking to millionaires already. Yeah. Like, it's not like these guys are hurting in the pockets, but you start putting more stacks and racks on the table, and a lot of beef goes out the window.
Yeah.
I think Eddie needed Wilder to make this team really competitive and have an opportunity to win with a double score knockout potential for his captain. And Wilder needed him for comeback on a big stage in Riyadh, particularly where he can, if he is successful, for the first time, it'll be successful on Saturday night, establish himself as still a player in the major heavyweight events here. So yeah, they needed each other, and in a heartbeat, I think that made, strange bedfellows of former enemies. Mm-hmm. That's what this whole card's about, right? Because yeah, they're rivals, but Eddie and Frank had to work together to make this happen, and they've been working together for the past several promotions. Whereas, before, all we had to do to get a couple of extra views is mention one guy's name to the other, and they started going off. So, I think money, as they would both admit, is the huge greaser of the wheels. But then also, everybody in the fight game, really, I would say, is a class warrior at heart, and they want the best fights. They want to be in the best fights. They want to put on the best fights. And if it means dealing with somebody that you maybe previously didn't like, but you have a common goal of elevating both of your careers and giving the fight fans something that they want and deserve, they'll do it. They'll do it. It takes the money in the mix. They won't do it for nothing. But if we have all those elements, we can see phenomenal things. And that's what Riyadh season has been about, really, for the whole past 5 years, but for the past 2, incredibly so.
Well, also having Anthony Joshua ringside, we don't know. Yeah, we also don't know what's going to happen in terms of the IBF. It sounds likely that the title will not be on the line for tomorrow night's fight against Daniel Dubois and Filip Hrgovic, but we're hearing stand by. Anything can change by Saturday.
They call it the interim. This is for the interim title. That is just the stepping step to the world title. Like, I do believe, based on that introduction and kind of like what people won't say but are indicating, that the IBF is going to go through with it. It's another moneymaker. It gives us another chance for another undisputed with an outlier belt. It gives Joshua an opportunity to fight in Wembley for a belt, 3-time world champions, what he's always said he wanted to be. So I think the table is set for that. Like, this little bit of suspense is just, I think the IBF checking all their boxes and not making it look like it's already decided, but it is. If I had a wager to put on Saturday night, it's that one of those 2 guys, Dubois or Hrgovic, is going to be fighting for the IBF world title.
Do you have a favorite in that fight?
I have a favorite in the sense that I like Dubois personally. I think he's like a really sweet guy. I think he's got like a very charming spirit, and I liked what he did last time out when he was being doubted for his mettle and being doubted for his courage. Whether or not he's a real warrior, he certainly is. So I like the story of it. You know what I mean? So I'm into narrative. So in that sense, I have a favorite. Like, I'd like to see him claim an opportunity again for a world title and like win again here on this stage. And also, I think I got a real soft spot for guys who say 2 words like "I smash." Like, that's one of my favorite things ever. Just like a real stoic, very 2-3 word warrior that really just comes to fight and has to put up with interviews throughout the week, and by Friday just boils it down to "I smash him. I believe I smash him." And then the best one-word answer of the whole week was no. When he was asked if this is going to be one of the toughest fights of his career. That's what he should be saying. That is the attitude he should have. And so I like those 2 storylines coming together. And whoever ends up facing Joshua is going to be a hellacious fight. Wembley's a perfect stage for it. And I like to be in London during the summer to get the hell out of this heat. So I will take anything that gets me away from Texas, away from Vegas, and out of Riyadh once the fights are over.
Right. Well, let's see what happens on Saturday night. Just one sleep away.
One sleep away. I mean, yeah, kind of. I don't even do sleep. I don't even, like, you know what I mean? What? Like, I would say 3 naps away.
Yeah, really. It is, yeah. Our sleep patterns are really screwed up.
Yeah, it's like all the same day, really.
All the same. It's all one big blur.
Feels like really late on a Monday night of fight week.
I still kind of feel like we're still a little bit in Furious Sick Week, right?
Yeah, it's all blending together.
Yeah.
But what won't blend together on Saturday night is these fighters. They won't blend well at all. They are going to be button heads right up the card. And, again, I think special shout out goes to Bivol for sticking in and not just, saying I'm not fighting because I'm not getting that undisputed that I was promised. And, a guy willing to step in on a month's notice with a warrior like Bivol deserves a lot of credit too. So that kind of outlier fight is something I'm looking for. I always am nervous when a wild card comes in that nobody expects to win. It's a crazy opportunity
because we've seen it happen so many times. You just never saw it coming.
Yeah, I mean, Josh was going to be here again ringside. No one can tell you better than him that you got to keep an eye on these wild card, supposedly no chance fighters. So yeah, I mean, I thought we had no chance of doing this interview, and look at us. We've done it twice now. Walked out, came back. You know what I mean? We did an actual conversation about boxing, which I hate, but we ended up doing that anyway. Like,
is it past the 8-minute mark?
I mean, probably in like 14 minutes. That's what happens when you actually start talking boxing. Then it starts to get long-winded, and I start to have to spouse all this wisdom.
Look, Rahim, it's a little too hot for all this. We got to wrap this up.
All right, well.
My lips are dry. My mouth's dry right now. I'm feeling a little lightheaded.
Shukra.
Bye,
From
fans.
the radio show with my fake friends and fake love. I'll turn all of your hearts into gold. Radio Rahim here with Michelle Joy Phelps.
Bye, fans.
Bye, fans.